Welcome to Two Humans Talking, the podcast where we have real, unfiltered conversations with women about what it takes to thrive in today's modern, fast paced world. I'm your host, Tiffany Simms, and today we are talking to Jessilyn Persson from Life by Design. But before we dive in, I want to take a moment to shout out the Modern Woman Society. The Modern Woman Society is a high performance coaching container for women who can't afford to burn out or stall in their growth because too many people depend on their leadership. Inside the society, we break free from outdated hustle culture and learn how to scale our impact without the exhaustion, guilt, shame, and sacrifice success in the past demanded of us. If that speaks to your heart, be sure to click that link below. We would love to see you in the inside. Now, let's get into today's conversation. Jessie, welcome to the show. I am so excited you're here. I'm just really, really grateful that you want to chat and that you just showed up with your heart and your soul and your willingness to just share with us today. And so, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
All right, let's dive right in. Tell us a little bit about you, like who you are, where you're from, what makes your soul sparkle in this world?
Sure. I live in Canada. I grew up on a farm without much money with my fam jam. And when I was to finish high school, I moved to the next biggest city, and it's not even that big. It was under a million, but to me it was big. And put myself through in there, of course, as we all do. We party and we learn about what life is about. And I got married in my early 30s, had kids in my mid 30s, and through there, I was determined to have a career that paid well because I decided when I was like 13 or 14 that I would never have children without money because I watched my parents fight only ever about money. And so I built up a great career and then became a real estate investor alongside with my husband. And then we built our businesses and became extremely wealthy and successful. And so now my passion is to help educate and teach women that wealth is a choice and that they should actively choose it. And I get there's all kinds of blocks. I've been through those as well. But if you have money, it can change your circumstance. And I know there's a saying that money doesn't buy happiness, but you know what? It can get you into a place of happiness.
It can sure buy peace of mind.
Yes, it sure can. And it can help you get out of what I call one of the big D's, which disability, divorce, death, domestic abuse, like anything that you can get caught in and caught unaware of at times, where if you don't have money, you're now stuck trying to figure out not just the situation you're in, but how do you get out of it? How do you support yourself, your kids, your family, whatever it is that looks like?
Yeah. I think that there is, because I was raised with like money doesn't buy happiness, right?
Yeah.
And as I've grown and evolved, I really truly come think that that phrase came up from a place of protection as well as from a world of corruption. Meaning that like, and I don't know that I've ever really said this out loud, but like that protection of if we're always like living paycheck to paycheck, well, then obviously money doesn't buy happiness because we're a family and we're safe and I love you and we're happy and we're doing what we can with what we have. And so the people who have more than that, they're just greedy and they don't actually value the same things we do because otherwise it wouldn't make sense. So protection. And then like corruption. Money is like a magnifying glass for who you are. So if you're a bad person and now you have a lot of money, well, now you're going to do bad things with your money or to get more money. But like good people who have a lot of money do a lot of good in the world because money buys resources. It funds buildings and organizations and things like that. And so I think that I never really thought about it until you just shared that, Jesse, which is like, I think that it's not that money buys happiness. I think it just came from a place of like protection without like the implication of like how harmful that could be to someone as they grow.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a lot of stigma around money. And when you don't have it, you kind of go through that space of, well, obviously you need it, but then you look at those who have it, and you're right, they think, oh, they're greedy. But as I learned and gone through, like, because at first too, as I was building my wealth, I went through some mind blocks of like I didn't want to be seen as greedy and selfish and all this. And I really had to get over that hump and analyze the people I knew who actually had money and went, wow, like you wouldn't even know they had money. The millionaires I know. And I'm like, they're not showboaty, right? And then I had to, as I got more money, I realized, oh my goodness, the amazing things you can do when you have money, like giving back, supporting women in need, anyone in need, but obviously I'm passionate about supporting women in need. And women are in need in every angle, like whether it be in business, whether it be to get out of an abusive situation, whether it to be to help their family or through an illness. Like, and I find because women are community type
Hmm.
people that the more women I educate and support to build their wealth, the more they push that knowledge out, the more money they make and push it out. And it's just elevating the communities and the world as we know it.
Yes.
We don't take this money and be like, mine, 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 mine. We're like, okay, I got this. How can I start giving back? And how can
How
I
can I pour it into other people?
yeah. And when again, I meet women of all walks of life and they're all passionate about different things. So like, well, I'm passionate about helping women. I got women who are passionate about helping children who are sick, helping seniors, helping pets, right? So they're helping globally, whatever their passion is. But women build and transfer knowledge and money in a completely different way than I've seen our male
Yes.
counterparts.
Yes. And yes, and this is not a male counterpart
No,
bashing. It is
nope.
just an observation of how we operate and their skill set. It serves as well. Like there is a
Yeah.
time and a place, and those checks and balances are important.
Yep.
The collaborative nature of women and I've been really realizing that the reason we are always being taught, like you can't pour from an empty cup, you can't just sacrifice
Yep.
yourself. Because we're collaborative, meaning that like, and we see abundance and we think everyone around us literally can win, that there's like, there might be competition, but like not competition as in like you win, I can't win, but as in
Yep.
like you win means I can win too. So like we try to drag people. Whereas if you're just from the front, you get to bring the people with you because you're like leading, you know what I mean? Rather than dragging. And it's like that collaborative effort of we all can succeed if we work together. And women do that with money, with food drives, with bake-offs, with like the potluck rotation when someone has a baby or they lose a loved one.
Yep.
Like we just naturally go to community.
We do. And one of the things when I'm out teaching women that I try to emphasize is like, imagine someone's coming to you and they want a donation and you give like $20 or $100. Honestly, that's can't do much. I said, now, if you were wealthy yourself and you could write a check for 1,000 or 10,000, now you're making change, ladies.
Write off $1 million donation to
Yeah.
someone
Yeah.
because
I said, but you can't do that until you've got yourself stable first and build your wealth. So, as you can see, I'm
yeah.
quite passionate about that.
Oh my God, like this is speaking to my heart. So I just sat down with my spreadsheet the other night and I was like, I need to reorganize like how money comes in and like where it's going before it is used. And one of the things was like off the top, I need to, and like I literally from the moment I thought it executed it same day. From the moment income comes in, 10% goes into the donation bucket, whether
Yeah.
that ends up being 10 cents or $100 or $10,000, like just off the top. And because you're right, like when we just want to, because if I'm winning, I want other people around me to win in whatever capacity that looks like. What does I don't know why I felt the need to share that, but two humans talking, and that's what my real life is right now, is like
Yep.
I said I wanted to start a business and give back because the more I
Yeah.
earn, the more I can give. But yet I kept waiting. Just like for some reason, as entrepreneurs, we pay ourselves last instead of paying ourselves for
Yep.
creating profit and payout first. And I was
Yep.
like, what am I waiting for? Like, take it from the top before it hits the bank account, just like you do with your taxes, just like you do to pay the expenses and like divvy it up. But the real life, this is where I'm at. I want to ask you, like, what does wealthy actually mean to you? So many people have different definitions. What's it for you?
Agreed. And that is one thing we work with our clients on because it's not one size fits all, right? So for us, for our family, I have two young boys still, my husband and I, young-ish, 9 and 11, so still elementary. And
Fun.
yeah, super fun. But what we wanted was firstly time freedom. That was the biggest goal we'd had for years is like having the flexibility to work from wherever, kind of whenever. But also, but for me, with my upbringing, I wanted to have peace of mind. I never had to live paycheck to paycheck. Didn't matter what hit me, whether it be the pandemic, a broken furnace, a leaky toilet. Okay, inconvenient? Yes. Is it going to hurt my bank? No. Here you go. Let's pay it. It's comfortable. I don't have that stress and that anxiety that would drive me to be like, oh my God, how am I going to pay for this? And what's next? And I wanted the ability to also spend more time with my kids traveling and like taking them snowboarding and doing family trips. And so, but not at the expense of something else,
Yeah.
right? It's be like, no, this is part of, and this is going to be yearly or 2, 3 trips a year now. And so comfort to me, the biggest thing, because I didn't grow up with money and I watched my parents struggle, is that I never wanted to have to wonder if I could pay my bills or my kids' intuition or did I say
Fill
intuition?
the car at the gas pump.
Right? Groceries. Like, it's like, no, I can go, snap, done, buy whatever I want, however I want, right? And to me, that is comfortable, but also put away from a kid's education. They're going to be just fine to go to university should they choose. Have investments. So, should I need to take a step back in any of my work or a sabbatical or I get sick, I can do it without that extra stress of having to recover and worrying now where the money's going to come from or how I'm going to pay for things. So
Mm.
that's my level of comfort. But I've had women who like were sandwich generations, right? We're raising littles and we're now taking care of our aging parents. And you do not have the capacity to work full time or more as an entrepreneur, raise two littles, take care of aging, like it is exhausting. But if you can work 20, 30 hours a week, that gives you a 10 hours to hopefully decompress for yourself, to take care of all these outlying things that are still your responsibility because it just is who you are. And as women, we're natural caregivers, right? And then I have other women who want to retire earlier. They still love the life they have. They don't necessarily want something extravagant. I've got one lovely woman who's like, I don't really want to travel. She goes, but
It's not
I
my
want to
jam.
but I want to retire younger. So great. If you don't have like these big expenditures because you want to be out in Paris all the time or something, well, you can retire earlier on less money because you know what your life's going to look like. So,
Yeah.
like you said, it's different for everyone, but I think regardless of who you are, that peace of mind to know that if anything comes your way, you're okay, just reduces your stress and anxiety.
One of the things that you shared just like hit a chord inside of me. I feel like we live in a world where it's like caring for your aging parents and their needs is not my problem. Like I didn't birth them. I'm not responsible for them. I'm living my life, right? Because we feel like it's a burden and they should have prepared better. And I love what you're saying, what you had shared, which is like if I need to work, I want to be able to work 20 hours a week and cover all of my bases without resenting it. Because like
Yeah,
I'm with you, like I never want to resent my parents. My mom is the one that's left. Like I never want to resent her because I need to go take care of her. I
I
want
know.
to truly be present and be able to enjoy that precious time that's like it's not a burden, it's a gift.
It is a
It's
gift.
such it's a gift. And I never want to be like you in a position where I have to choose work and paying the bills over being able to care for her, or have to feel like I have my life over here and I just need to be able to like pay for her because she didn't take care of herself. Like that's not the energy I want to bring to that conversation. And so wealthy for me is that combination of like financial stability and
Yeah.
abundance combined with my mental, physical, spiritual health to truly be that like person so that my health and my relationships and my relationship with the way I earn money truly are harmonious and ebb and flow and feed each other so they're not competing with my time and attention. Like,
Yeah.
what a
I
gift.
agree. Like to be able to have the space to be who you want to be, right? that's a huge game changer, right? As opposed to always being on. I've been there. I was working 50 hours raising two babes and I was always on. And in hindsight, I go, wow, I missed what my kids even did in some of that time. Like I had no idea. And then it got so bad that I ended up with burnout and I was shut down for 2 months. Literally. The universe said, you're not listening to me. We're shutting you down. And I was pretty much bedridden for 2 months. And I was like, whoa, I thought my life was ending because I had no idea what was wrong at the time. And I went, this isn't okay. This is
This isn't
absolutely,
right.
I can't even do anything. I can't take care of my kids. I can't work. No way I could take care of parents. And so I had to really come to a realization to be like, okay, it's not all about work. You got to find that balance and like you said, fill your cup, take care of you so then you can give back to your kids and to
Mhm.
your parents, whatever that might look like, as opposed to that screaming mom because mom's always on edge, right? To be like,
Yep.
oh, just get yourself done. Now you're just like, okay, honey, we've talked about this, right? Like you
Yep.
just
Yes.
chill. And
Yes.
you're right. Same thing with my parents. I had to go through a space of like, they're not financially stable. Never will be. I had to accept that and go, okay, what does that mean for me? Like, am I going to support them? What does that look like? And it's okay. Like, if someone can't physically support them, that maybe you are financially supporting them, but you still want to have that space to show up, visit with them, spend time with them. But you can't do that if you have to be at a
If you're
day
in
job.
survival mode.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm. So I my soul is like, oh my God, Jess. Because I went through a season. I want to share this because our besties listening, they're still hanging in with this
Yeah.
conversation. Just want to be transparent about it. Like I went through a season where I almost like it was borderline, if not like serious resentment to the way my mom handled her finances
Yeah.
because like I was out earning her and I was handling myself differently and I was experiencing life differently than we had before. And I had a lot of opinions about money
Yep.
and how you should or shouldn't be using it. And that I worked so hard. And I love, like I'm 40 now, and I love the perspective, which is I am so incredibly grateful. I am so incredibly grateful to my mom for the person she became that started my life at the stage at which it did to allow me to live a life that I live now. Because had she not lived
Uh-huh.
her life the way that she did and overcome things I will never know
Yeah.
to make a field for me to grow in, there's no way I would ever be in a position to then be able to. It's not that it's my burden or my responsibility, but it's like I am so grateful that I am able to financially support and provide in the different seasons because what a gift she gave me for her getting as far as she could with the tools she had so that I
Yeah.
could pick up right where she was and go further. And which means that my niece and any children I might have will get to go further than I did. And it will give back generations past and generations forward. And for me, like that is what the wealth is about.
Yeah.
It's being able to just make a new playing field for my family to live from and operate from and then
Yeah.
propel from.
I love that you shared
Mm.
that. Because I also went through like I went through guilt when I made more, had more, and I was like, well, my parents don't have this. Why should I?
I
And
shouldn't
then
have to pay for everything.
I had to go through like, no, it's okay. I made different life choices. But I am like you, I'm so grateful for what my parents gave me. They gave me what they could.
Yes.
Period. They gave me what they could. And I like you have no and will never understand the hardships my mom went through. And I know she had a lot of them.
It's
And
like your kids aren't going to understand the ones that you went through because theirs will be
no,
different.
exactly. But I'm grateful for what they gave me and my sisters, right? Because they gave us the best. And from there, I get to choose where I want to go and what I did with it. And now I have the privilege
Yes.
of giving back to them now that they're older. And that's my way of like showing gratitude and just thankful. And I hope my boys are the same. I raised them to be good kids, but it's like I think when you either get to a place of gratitude like you did, or for me, having kids is what shifted my mindset to understand like, oh, this is what
Oh,
a mother gives up for their children. I had no idea till I had my own. And then like huge respect for my
Wait a
mom.
second. Is it, so I don't have kids. Is it a giving up or is it a transformation? Like, are you transforming into a new person? Like,
Oh, I think it's a bit of both.
okay.
And I think like I think women more specifically give a piece of themselves because I didn't know, of course, until I had my first babe, and then that was the absolute love of my life. And I was like, oh my gosh, I would do anything for you. I never had that before kids because I mean, I just didn't, right? And then I went, wow. So now I am willing to give up things. Absolutely, I want to. I change my lifestyle, I change job, I change everything to make it good for my kids. Do I regret it? No, but it comes at a cost. And I think a lot of women struggle with losing themselves because they had kids. And I
Mm.
don't think they realize that you don't have to give up all of you because you're raising kids. You can raise your kids to be who you want them to be. Give them what they need without giving them all of you. So you can still be who you want to be, but there is both. There you just it's I don't know. For me, it was just like, oh my gosh, I'd do anything for these kids.
I
Whereas
love
I
that.
never had that feeling before. And now, I mean, they're getting older. I still love them to pieces, but they're becoming more independent. So now it's my job to just teach them to do the right things in the world and give back and be respectful. But it will also never leave me now. I will always and forever worry about my kids, even when they're in their 40s, right? And I will always want them to do well and I'll always want to support them. And I think that as any parent is like that. So now if I look at my parents who they'll be like, "Oh, well, I'm like, no, you're not going to help me, mom." Like, okay, you can help me bake something, but don't give me your money, right? Like don't no. And to get to a space where it's like I'm giving back to you, first it's hard on them. I saw that as
Without it being like burning your money on fire. Because I
yeah.
don't know about you, but I went through that period too, where it was like all this like give, 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 but like it was really just setting your own money on fire because it wasn't constructive. I don't know if you experienced that. I won't explain it, but
Yeah, I think I did. I had to sit down and say, what am I willing to give? And what does that mean? So meaning I had to let go of anything around it, right? So a lot of times you find we
that
love something or someone for something, but we don't love all of it. So like maybe you'll lend money to someone with the expectation it'll come back. But if you lend money to someone with the expectation it may never come back, it's a different relationship. Because the minute they can't give it back, you're now resentful. You're regretting your decision. You got this dark spot for them. It just taints you as a human. But if you can love everything around it, you just give it in like love and light and be at peace with whatever the outcome is. If it comes back, amazing. But if it doesn't, you know what?
it was a gift.
It was a
You
gift.
articulated that way better than my brain could put it together when I was like, we're just not going to go there because like that was so beautifully articulated.
Thank you.
Like, holy cow. I was like, as you're talking, I was like, that's exactly what I was like, yes, that's what I feel. Like, that's it. It's like you do this for a living or something. Talk about money all day long.
I do.
What is the one lesson or like the one thing you really, really, if you could extract it from your brain and put it inside of another woman's, like what would that be for them to truly like understand and know?
I would love for every woman to understand that wealth is a choice. And I say that because a lot of times we just unconsciously give it up. I don't deserve it. I'm not worthy of it. I don't really need that much. What would I do? Like, we have every excuse in the book to think we don't need it or don't deserve it. And in that realm, we also don't pursue it, whether it be because we don't think we deserve it or we think it's greedy, or a lot of times we leave it to our significant other, so we don't understand it. So then we get this fear of, well, I don't want to look bad. I have no idea what he's talking about. I don't even understand it, so I'll just let him deal with it. And unfortunately, that kicks many women in the butt because if something happens, they find out later the money isn't there or you've got more debt than you were expecting. But if you get actively involved, and we have Google, so you can go Google anything you don't understand when it comes to knowledge. At least start getting yourself educated, listen to podcasts, audiobooks, whatever you need to be. So then you feel confident in having that conversation with your partner or your business partner or your boss to ask for that raise that you absolutely deserve. And start making sure you're part of that wealth conversation with your partner. Because if he's not aware of what wealth looks like to you, I promise you, he's not planning it. You're not going to get what you want if you don't ask or articulate it. So make that a conversation. And if he's not on board with what you want, well, sister, we need to talk because we need to find a way for you because you deserve absolutely everything you want and no one should tell you otherwise. Right? But we just have this ingrained that we will give back, it will come. No, you got to build it and it will come. Right? Yes.
Yes. Like I just like came through the screen at you. Like my whole body felt that. Like you have got to, we have these like if I think it, if I wish it, if I'm just a good person, it's all gonna work out. It's all gonna come together. There's some truth in that. Something
Yep.
is gonna work out.
Yep.
But is it the thing that you really wanted that's going to work out? Because you really do need to be intentional. You have to understand what you're asking for, and you have to be in pursuit of it in such a like a grounded way for the universe to provide it and bring it to you.
You
And
have
that
to ask for it.
includes, and
Hmm.
yeah, and you have to know what you're asking and what the capacity that you're going to have. And like maybe you don't quite know, but you have to know that there's an expansion in that for
Yeah.
it to be received. And that just comes with like that knowing and that intention and that surrounding yourself with other people
Yeah.
who have similar values and desires as you, because it
Yep.
is all about your surroundings and your environment sometimes.
Absolutely. Get into rooms with people you want to be like, people who you can learn from just through conversations.
Yes.
And I promise you, especially if it's women, they will help you because we just help naturally.
Yes. I never really thought about it until right now, but I do, now that I think about it, I think my money mindset grew more from going to higher level, like, activities. Oh, what's the word? I don't know what the word I want is, but for in the nonprofit sector, people who are raising money for
Yeah.
things and donating, because they're not just run by Joe Schmo on the corner. They are run by executive level women who are like moving
Yep.
mountains, and just being around people who want to raise money for good, who have money helps you change and expand your mindset.
Yeah.
Mm, so, so good. Oh my gosh. How do we connect with you outside of the show?
So if you go to discoverlifebydesign.ca, our website has everything. There's a quiz there for you to check out kind of where you sit in the real estate game, the investment game. I'm on all social. You can find me there, Jessilyn Persson or Discover Life by Design. But I'd go to our website first. Also, feel free to book a discovery call with us. 30 minutes. We can help you figure out where you are or where you might want to go. Yeah.
Oh, go be a human. Go get on the phone. Go get on the phone and have a conversation. I can promise you, your fears are way scarier than an actual conversation. Like where your
Absolutely.
brain is going about how exposed you're going to be and if they're going to understand you and if you're going to be judged. I promise, like all of that, it feels real, but it is nonsense. And that
Yeah.
the women on the other side of the phone in these spaces truly do want you to win and help guide you to the next right step of integrity for you. So go be human. Oh my gosh, this has been like, this really has been so, so, so good. As we wrap up for today, is there anything that is like left on your heart that we didn't share that you wanted to share as we close out today's episode?
Yeah. I want to share that abundance is everywhere. So if you want to raise, if you're working for a job and you want to raise, don't think that if you get it, your neighbor doesn't. There's enough to go around this world tenfold. And if you don't believe me, I encourage you to try this wonderful little exercise for the next week. Every time you go anywhere to get groceries, take your kids out to their sports, to school, to the gym, for dinner, whatever you're doing, watch, and you will see there are lineups at restaurants. Restaurants are sold out, lineups at stores, new buildings going up, new cars being driven, people in fancy clothes. That's money, honey. It is everywhere, and you deserve a piece of it.
Oh my gosh, that is so good. With that, that's Two Humans Talking, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Thanks for watching. I hope you found this episode as inspiring and actionable as I did. If you're ready to stop just surviving and start living a life where your health, your relationships, and your career work together without the burnout, then it's time that you join the Modern Women's Society. Inside, I'll walk you through my life GPS system, a proven blueprint to help you have it all while thriving. You'll gain tools, coaching, and the kind of clarity that brings big dreams to life without the stress, overwhelm, guilt, and shame that the modern woman is used to. We're going to create a life where you feel energized and excited to wake up every day and fulfilled when you put your head on the pillow. Click the link below to learn more and join countless other women who are redefining success on their terms. Because the life you've dreamed about is closer than you think. I'll see you on the inside.